Hello, welcome to the Afrocentric Woman. Thank you for joining me. Testing. Okay, it looks like the audio is okay. Um, Please do let me know how the audio is. Bum bum bum. I'm gonna be talking to y'all today about evoking princess treatment and getting that from the very beginning and how to evoke that because um, sometimes guys just are who they are and it just is what it is. But a lot of times they treat you how you treat yourself and how you make them treat you, you know? Because there's been so many times, and you could check out my video called Get Better Date Offers. There's been so many times where a guy will come to me about he'll talk about let's meet for a coffee or drink, and then just through talking to me for just a few minutes before the conversation is over, I'm getting invited to a nice dinner. So now, if I would have taken the coffee, he would, he would be happy to see a beautiful woman for the low, low cost of $10. But, you know, through the way I carry myself, and then the more intrigued they get, at some point they have to decide, hey, I really do want to see this woman. This woman sounds amazing. She sounds really interesting. Her voice is so sultry and alluring. Like, I really want to know more. Like, yeah, definitely. This is worth the $300 or whatever it is. $400. I don't know. Whatever dinner costs these days. I don't know. I don't pay no bills. But anyway, so I say that to say that there's some malleability there. There's some variability there. Like, if you treat yourself like a tomboy and you treat yourself like, you can do it all, you don't need no man, you get your own stuff done, then they'll just kind of follow suit. They'll follow suit, like how you treat yourself. So y'all are gonna hear me. I'm braiding my hair right now. I have an appointment, but I've been wanting to get this video done, so I'm trying to kind of like braid my hair and talk to y'all at the same time. I don't think I've every single video I've done, like for the past, I don't know how the past 5 videos or so, I'm always multitasking. I'm either folding clothes or I'm doing something, just because my life is so full that it's hard for me to do one thing at a time. Anyway, so I'm just saying that sometimes there's variability in how you're treated by the guy. And it's not just him. Now, some guys are just asses, and it doesn't matter what you do, they're not going to treat you with dignity and respect. So I'm kind of Xing those out. I'm talking about the guys who kind of just do they kind of just do as much as you allow them to do, or they'll kind of follow how you want them to treat you. Um, Now, when I say princess treatment, it's basically just being treated delicately, being catered to, being, just really adored, you know, and protected. Just, the sense of wanting to take care of you, the sense of wanting to be of service to you, the sense of wanting to make you happy. And the sense of just knowing that you're soft. There's so many um there's so many guys. I mean, and one of the conversations is this whole bruh thing. I mean, I know good and well I don't respond to bruh. I am not a bruh, um or my guy or any of that. And I've encouraged women on this channel not to respond to that kind of stuff since the inception of this channel, because it sets the tone of like, gosh, I hope the mic is not too crazy. It kind of sets the tone of like the dynamic of the relationship if they're putting you in that we're brothers kind of a mode, or like we're competitors, we're you are masculine or something like that. And you want to avoid that. And anybody that would put you in that category and try to keep you in that category is not going to be anybody that's going to treat you well. Because you'll see in a lot of dysfunctional interactions, they will masculinize women challenging you to like square up with them and challenging you to step into the square to battle them and calling you bruh and bro and my guy, dude, and guys and stuff like that. Like that energy in and of itself is already setting up for not the right treatment, you know. So make sure that no one's calling you bruh or bro. Okay. um, but the princess treatment is very important if you want to have a very um, delicate and catered to dating experience. This is for the women who want it though, because I'm not trying to convince women who want to do the 50-50 thing or who want to be um, providers or who want to go equal or, go half and half with their dude or anything. Like, this is not for you. This is not for you. This is for the women who want to be treated like a princess. If you've never been treated like a princess, sometimes it's hard to get in that energy. Um, but it's really fun and it feels good. So I think once you experience it and you'll want more of it. And if you've never experienced it before, I kind of want to walk you through a few tips that will help you get the princess experience, especially for those ladies who's never gotten it before. Okay? Especially for those ladies who've never gotten the princess treatment before. All right. So, step 1 in getting the princess treatment is make sure that it is established that you are going on a date. Okay? Make sure that that's established before you meet with a potential suitor or potential date. So if he is like, oh, you talk to him, maybe you meet, you guys, call him on the app or he calls you on the app and y'all are talking, it's like, and then he's like, wow, yeah, we should really get together sometime. It's like, yeah, that sounds good. What do you have going on this weekend? Well, I've got this or that, or, or I've got some time at this particular time. What did you have in mind? Oh, well, I was thinking maybe we could meet up for a drink. And like, you can kind of parlay that. Oh, okay. That sounds interesting. Where did you have in mind to go? Um, yeah, you know what? I'd actually prefer lunch or brunch. Now, if he really wants to see you at night in the evening, he's going to propose dinner instead of brunch. If he wants to see you in the evening, like if he's like, oh, meet me at this bar at 7 o'clock or meet me for a drink at 7 or 8, which is dinner time really. And he's trying to screen you to see if like, trying to be cheap. Um, just say, oh, I would prefer brunch or lunch. I just prefer brunch or lunch. Just leave it at that. Try not to be negative about what you don't want. Try to stay focused on what it is that you do want. If he really likes you, he's going to either say, okay, brunch sounds great. What about this place? Or if he really wants to see you in the evening and he realizes that he can't get you to come to a bar, he's going to propose dinner. Oh, well, what about dinner? And you can say yes or no, and then you could propose when you can let him know when you have availability. But what I'm saying is that make sure it's not a, oh, let's meet up or, hey, yeah, meet me out or I'll see you at this place. Because if you guys have a random, like, oh, well, I'll just show up at this place or like, where are you going this weekend? Oh, well, I'll be at this lounge. Oh, okay, I might stop by. Maybe I'll run into you. That's not a date. Okay? That's not a date. And so if he gets the um if he gets the benefit of seeing you when you're already out taking care of yourself, then there's really not much of an incentive for him to jump into a role of taking care of you. Y'all hear me spraying some leave-in conditioner on my hair because I'm braiding my hair right now. That's what y'all hearing. If you hear it at all. It's leave-in conditioner. Okay, so you need to make sure that you establish that it is a date. So don't meet up with him, don't run into him, don't give him your weekend itinerary so he can try to stalk you and show up wherever you are. Um, make sure that if he wants to see you, that you actually have plans and that it's a date. Now, one thing that you could do to make sure that he does this is you could ask him, what time are the reservations? He's either going to tell you or he's going to scramble and go make reservations. Or he's going to tell you, oh, yeah, let me look into that and I'll get right back to you and make reservations. This is a great energy to start getting going because it's one thing, it's making him plan for you, which is very important. People and men, people in general and men, plan for things that are priorities for them, you know? Like if things are a low priority, if it happens, it happens, like whatever, you might get around to it, you might not, because, it's not a priority or you have other things that are taking precedent over that thing, or that thing is just not top of mind. Um, so it might kind of, sorry, I lost my train of thought. It it puts you in the right energy if he's making a reservation and then it's already him putting in effort towards seeing you. Because that's really what we're trying to kind of weed out. We're trying to find who is willing to put in effort, not just time. Okay, time, men's time isn't worth that much, okay? Because they will sit on your couch and watch Netflix or the game or whatever. I mean, quote, spend time with you. That's very easy. It's very low effort. So, time is not the valuable thing. Really, the effort is the valuable thing. Effort and resources. So, by him making reservations, that's already him putting effort towards getting to know you, towards courting you, towards dating you. And you have not yet even seen him yet. Okay. All right. So make sure it's a date. Make sure that you have a time, you have a location, you have an agenda, before you agree to meet him and before you meet him. That's one for getting the princess treatment. You're not going to get treated like a princess at a backyard cookout. Okay, you're not going to get treated like a princess at a loud, concert festival. You're not going to really be able to experience the princess treatment at a neighborhood pool party. Okay, so you need a one-on-one experience with a time, a date, and a location. And then you need to figure out how you're going to get there. Um, as far as transportation, I feel like a long time ago, maybe somebody asked about taxi fare or Uber fare or whatever, or gas money. I generally would just say I wouldn't ask for that just because you just don't want to appear to be destitute. Okay, so I wouldn't ask, but I mean, if he offered, I may or may not accept it. There are ways that you can accept Uber without them knowing where you live. They could send you an Uber gift card to your email address, and you can create an email address even just for dating, that's separate from your other email address so that they don't, have all your information or whatever. So if they offer, that's great. If they don't, just figure out how you're going to get there. So if you're going to Uber there and they're going to be dropping you off in the front, you want to ask him questions about the venue. Like, well, where is there parking? Um, is there this? Is there valet? Ask him. Because if he doesn't know, he should go and find out and let you know. Give him as much work as possible for this date. Because if he has made reservations, asked you out, coordinated how you're going to get there, figured out where the parking is, figured out about valet, figured out, is it inside of a hotel? Is it inside of a, office complex? Da 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 da. If he does all that before, he's already like putting in work for you before you even meet him. And so that is definitely the right energy to be in, because he's definitely going to want to get a good experience and make a good impression on you because he's already committed some energy into this date. Okay. Um, so if you're arriving by Uber, make sure you tell him that you would like to meet him outside. And if possible, let him open up the Uber door. Let him know, hey, I'm in a red uh Camry, year da 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 da, and I'm pulling up right now. Could you meet me at the car? And then hopefully he will come and just sit in there until he opens the door. Okay. Now, some guys are a little obtuse, especially the younger ones, and so they don't know that they're supposed to do that. But if you just sit in there and he starts like looking and pacing and looking in the window, he'll get the picture that, hey, like, could you open the door? Could you open the door? If you arrive there and you valet, let him meet you at the valet or at the front. Usually the valet is going to open your door, so he may not get an opportunity to, but it just depends. Usually, like maybe leaving, you might have an opportunity. He might have an opportunity to open the door, but usually with valet, they'll open the door for you. Um, or if you're arriving some other mode, just make sure you meet him at the front. Don't meet him at the table. Okay, don't let him go and sit comfortably in the table, and then you have to go and find him and seek him out and look for him and go to the table. No, let him come and stand at the front and wait on you and escort you in. Okay. All right. So the next one is a really good way to be treated like a princess is like always just put your hand out like all the time. So like getting out the car, put your hand out. He'll understand, oh, I have to like help her get out the car. Just put your hand out. And when you get up from the table, put your hand out. Every time you do something, if you need to step up on some stairs, put your hand out. You need to step up on the curb, put your hand out. Anything in the street, put your hand out. Like just make him be responsible for guiding you and helping you and catering to you. It just sets the tone. Okay? And there's a method to the madness. I'm not saying this stuff in vain. It really does help him understand, oh wow, this lady's kind of prissy. Okay. All right. Well, she's really pretty, so I think I can handle this. It's so worth it. And I mean, it tends to make them feel pretty good too, like to have a delicate woman that they get to like attend to and, you know, who needs them. I mean, they love to be needed. So put your hand out like you need him to help you get out the car. You need him to help you get up from the booth, get up from the table, get onto the stair, get onto the, you've plus you've got your heels on. So yeah, you definitely need some help. You need some balance. So that's a way. Another way is to if you were to go to the bathroom and you come back to your table, just stand there until he stands up. He should stand up every time you come to the table. This is very old school, but it's an oldie but a goodie. He should stand up when you get to the table and help you pull out your chair and stuff like that. And if he's so obtuse, he's just looking and staring at you and you're just staring at him and y'all are having a staring contest, be like, oh, well, I was just waiting for you to like just stand up and help me with my chair. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. You know? So you want to, try to frame everything in a positive way. Don't be like, well, I can't go out with no man who won't help me with my chair. That's a different kind of energy than just saying, oh, I just figured I'd just wait here for you to help me with my chair. You're so sweet. You're such a gentleman. Kind of just speak onto him what you want him to be. So he can just step into that energy and just start doing it. And it might be awkward because there's a lot of really like, there's a lot of women who don't require these things. And so to some degree, you kind of have to have a little bit of patience, a little bit of, like you have to show him how this is gonna go. You have to show him how this is gonna go. If you want my time and attention, then this is how I'm gonna be treated. Yeah, I understand. You went out with so and so. She met you at the bar and she paid the tab and she pulled out your chair and she opened up the door for you. I'm not her. Okay. I don't know who that is, but I'm not her. Nothing against her, but I'm not her. So if you want to date me, this is how I am treated. Now, you don't say that explicitly. You say that in so many words, and you say that through how you move around. Because there should be a distinct difference in between you and them. A distinct difference. They should feel different. You should look way better. Okay. I guess I should have probably started there. You should look way better. You should look all the way put together, all the way leveled up. And it should just be distinct. So whatever they were doing, that's none of your concern. But what the deal is this: to be over here, this is what you got to do. To be over here with me. And if they really like you and they think you're beautiful, they're gonna just try to learn. I mean, can you think about how many skills guys learn that they want to know? What if they want to ride a motorcycle and they're really intrigued and they've never done it before? And they're, it's hard for them. They're not going to be like, oh, well, this is too hard. I don't care. It just depends. How bad do they want to ride the motorcycle? If they really want to ride that motorcycle, they're going to get over the learning curve and they're going to keep practicing until they get good at it. And it's the same thing with you. Even if they've never had a prissy girlfriend before. I mean, because I'm going through this right now with real estate guy. Real estate guy has never really had a woman that he's just had to like splurge on and stuff. So every single time something comes up, well, I won't say every time. I will say two times. Two times things have come up and he's kind of had little meltdowns about certain things. And I just have to remind him. And usually I leave him to his own thoughts. That's usually how it goes. I leave him to his own thoughts. He comes back to me and he apologizes. And he's like, you know what? I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sending it now. And that's how, so I'm kind of training him. But see, the thing about it is it has to be a mutual desire. Like you have to want to be treated a certain way and he has to think he likes you enough to do it. Okay? So this is not going to transform your Dusty into or this is not going to transform any Dusty into a decent man. I'm not I'm not proposing that. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm braiding my hair right now. But what I'm saying is that if a guy has enough decency in him and he likes you enough, he's going to do these things. Now, getting this princess treatment established from the very beginning makes everything easier on the back end. So when it comes to birthdays, trips, Valentine's Day, Christmas, um, you name it. Okay. This sets the stage for all of that. Okay, this sets the stage for all of that. So you're not going on the date bragging about how much money you make and and all of your degrees and you're not doing that because that's not the energy that you're ultimately trying to have in this relationship. Who knows where it's going to go? We're talking about the first date, but who knows where it's going to go? Maybe this is somebody that you're going to date for a while. Maybe this is somebody that you're going to date a few times. Maybe this is the first and last date. Maybe this is going to be somebody you enter into a relationship with long term. But how you start the energy will dictate a lot because it's hard to start requiring nothing, being treated any type of way, being handled any type of way. He needs to know you are not his homeboy. You're not his buddy. You're not his, you know what I mean? His homie lover friend. You're not a side, you're not a bruh. You are a woman and he is responsible for you when you are with him. Okay, and he's responsible for taking care of you. Okay, providing whatever it is that you're doing, a movie, a show, a meal, transportation, protection, all of that. He should be providing all of, and he needs to understand you're not like his equal. You're not his competitor. You guys are not having a pissing contest about careers on the date. Because why? Because that's just not the whole point of it. Now, this is not for those who think like, well, I don't want to downplay myself. I work hard for my PhD. That's fine. But just know that if you want to wear that on your sleeve, you're going to be paying all your bills. Well, I can't pay all my bills. Well, fine, then pay them. Pay them, sis. Pay them. Okay, I'm not gonna. This is for those who want a man to pay their bills. Okay, this content is for them. It's not for you. There you go. Um, I think that's real estate guy right now. Oh, well, it could be this other guy too. I met this architect. Or this no, I think he's an electrical engineer yesterday, but I don't think he's gonna work. I don't think he's gonna last. Um, so oh yeah, I was talking about just standing at the table and letting him stand up and help you like pull out your chair. Now, another one this is so easy. It's free. This does not cost you any money. It doesn't even make you need to make him do anything. This one simple thing will set you apart from at least half of women. At least half. Maybe more. Posture. Having good posture all the time. Through you sit down for dinner for an hour, you have good posture for the entire hour. For the entire hour. I promise you. Like most women slouch and they just, even wealthy ones. I mean, I sit up here and I look at them do it. They slouch and it just, if you are a woman who has good posture, it sets you apart. You look like you really care about how you carry yourself. And you just have this air of royalty about you. When you have good posture all the time, all the time. One of my guys, he always brings up this time where I was like running late. And so I was like departing from him and I was running late and I was kind of like jogging, prancing a little bit to my car. And he's like, he brings it up all the time. And this was like last year sometime. He's like, I don't know. Like, you just look so cute the way you were running away and the way you were running to your car. Like, I think about that all the time, is what he told me. I think about that all the time. That's one of the reasons why I like you so much, because that was just so cute. So you're being observed all the time. And usually they are in awe of your feminine beauty. They're just observing and taking it in and observing you, even if words are not being exchanged. When you have good posture, you send the message that I am regal. How do you treat regal people? You treat them with respect. You treat them with honor. You want to serve them. You want to present your best to them. You want to impress them. You see what I mean? Just having good posture, sitting, taking your time sitting down, taking your time getting up, being intentional, like just being intentional with your movements, just like not being in a rush and just moving, flowing. It's mesmerizing. And before they know it, even if they had no intention of spending money on you, before they know it, their wallets are opening up. Their wallets are opening up. They don't even know why. They're in a trance. They are so mesmerized. Your perfume, they don't know what happened. They don't even know how they ended up paying your bills, but they paid them. So I'm saying, like, keep good posture, practice having good posture. There's videos like from chiropractors or from massage therapists or from whoever that talk about how you can maintain good posture throughout the day. And then like once you start doing it, it just becomes second nature. Like I don't think about it. I just do it. Um, but it just takes time, to just practice having a posture and then look around also, observe other women. Look at women who are slouching in their chairs. Look at women who are slumped over when they're standing like at a party and talking to people, or on you know just in a community environment or just a communal environment, and they're just kind of like slouched down and hunched over, and look how it ages you. It ages you. um it just makes you look a little more sloppy, even if you're beautifully dressed. If you have bad posture, it makes you look slouchy. It makes you look more sloppy, and it just makes it look like, well, if she don't care, I don't care. Why should I care? But if you have good posture, it sends a totally different signal out to everyone, not just men, to everyone. You can have $2 in your pocket. If you look good, smell good, and have good posture, you have access to different places because you look like you have competence, looks like you are dignified, and you give off regal vibes. Posture, posture, posture. Um, Language, and I guess we can kind of loop that in with manners because I also have manners here. Language and manners. So you want to definitely avoid using harsh language or swear words. I mean, there are guys who are dating me and have never heard me swear. I'm not saying I won't do it. I might, but it's very sparingly. And it's usually in the context of me talking about some situation. It isn't like me, losing control of my emotions and swearing or calling someone out of their name or something of that nature. Because I am in control of my language. The words that you use, the vocabulary, your vernacular, it instantly changes how people think about you, how people talk about you, what people think your intelligence level is just by the language that you use. It is what it is. You don't need to be a debater. You don't need to be a toastmaster. You don't need to be a public speaker. You just need to be in control of your language and be mindful about the words that come out of your mouth. Even with just being positive, always spinning the positive view of everything, because when you are positive and you find positivity in everything, even when you're expressing your preferences. Well, I prefer this. I'd like a bottle. I'd like this. And you're just so positive about it. You become kind of like a fun escape from the daily grind of the world, right? Like they know they can count on you for a positive experience. Like, oh, I've had a hard week at work, but I got this bonus, but I'm exhausted. I just want to relax and have fun. I'm going to call Cheryl because Cheryl is such a breath of fresh air. Every time I see her, she's just so positive. She's so beautiful. Da, 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 da. And so you become associated with positivity when you use positive language. And then that draws people into you, not just men. It draws people into you when you have positive language, when you avoid harsh language or swearing or things like that. Because when you're cursing and then I've noticed this too, like I've noticed this literally like the other day with my main guy. I don't think he's ever heard me curse in however long we've been dealing with each other. And I said something. I think I used the S word. Uh, I think I used the S word. And then like 2 seconds later, he's cursing. You know what I mean? It's almost like a green light. Like they're like, "Oh, we're buddies. Okay, great." Then, and they just let it go. And so then they'll start treating you like a buddy, and buddies do not pay buddies' bills. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind, and as well as with manners. Just when you're pleasant to people around you, and he observes you being pleasant to people, it makes him think that it's not just me, because like if you're being nice to him and he never has an opportunity to see you being nice to other people, being pleasant, being graceful and being eloquent, and he never has a chance to see you do that, he might think that, oh well, she's just doing that for me because I'm paying for her dinner, or I'm paying for this, or whatever she's trying to make me feel a certain way. But when he sees you being pleasant to other people, he starts to think that's just who you are. That is your character. He starts to attribute that to your character when you are pleasant to everyone. So thank you. You know, thank you. Just saying, thank you to people. I appreciate you. Or what's your opinion on this? I love doing that when like I'll go to the servers when they're like, would you like to hear the specials of the day? Yes, I absolutely would. Thank you. So you have additional time to kind of interact with that person in front of him and just to be pleasant, or asking their opinion. Oh, what would you like that? Blackened, grilled, or broiled? Well, what do you recommend? What's your favorite on the menu? Just being engaging and being pleasant, and then just having, just treating people with respect, all people, and being pleasant and having good manners, it helps you. It helps them realize that you are a woman who is refined. You are not, you know, you are refined. And when you are refined and eloquent, he is going to be more motivated to treat you like a princess because you are exhibiting princess behavior. Because princesses, they don't argue with, staff people. They use other ways to get what they want. They use other ways to get what they want. They don't argue, they don't do all of that. So just having good manners, saying please and thank you goes a long way. It goes a long way. Having good language also goes a long way. I'll give you a bonus, and this is something that I discovered not long ago. Um, if you can find some kind of hairpiece, like it could be a headband, it could be a clip, it could be a little barrette or a little, whatever, just some type of hairpiece that is really girly or even looks like a crown. The other day I went to an event at the symphony, and I got this, like, it's like a wired kind of, it's like a malleable hair piece. Like you could put it on the side, you could wear it kind of like a headband, you could put your hair in a bun and wrap it around. It was just kind of like this metal with like these it was like a silver metal with like these little gemstones on it, or rhinestones. I don't know how to explain it, but they're like these little jewels, right? These jewels, and you could just do whatever. So I ended up putting mine on kind of like a crown almost. I mean, I got treated like, just people were like getting out of the way when I was walking, like they were like looking at me, and I don't know, it's like something about, not only do you have good posture, not only do you look beautiful, not only are you beautifully dressed, not only, do you have your shoulders back, you have your head up high, and you look wonderful, you also have the crown on. I mean, people just won't know what to do with you, literally. So I was like, "Oh, okay, well, that's really easy." I mean, like, I could throw something like this on anytime. Now, it may not always be appropriate for where you're going, and there may be variations on it, but I'm just saying, open your mind up and just kind of look at what kind of hair pieces you could use that would further communicate, I'm a princess. Okay. All right, beautiful ladies, that's what I wanted to share with you ladies today. I hope that some of these tips will help you evoke princess treatment. It's going to help you have a wonderful, more, fulfilling and delicate dating experience. Y'all report back to me in the comment section and let me know if you can implement some of these things in your dating life, and let's see how it goes. All right, if you haven't subscribed, please do so, and like this video if it was helpful or entertaining to you. We'll talk soon. Bye.